Good morning, boys and girls. So today we're going to be reading the story, The Mighty Splash. And it's written by Lloyd James and illustrated by Barbara Bakos. But before we start reading the story, I want to ask you all a couple questions. Raising your hands, who can tell me who has ever felt afraid or scared before? Wow, okay, so I want you guys to keep your hands raised and I want you to take a look at each other. Every single one of you is raising your hands right now, which means that every single one of you has felt afraid or scared at some point. Now, what kind of things make you feel afraid or scared? Going to the doctor? Okay, yeah. Ooh, thunderstorms. Yeah, thunderstorms can be kind of scary sometimes. Is anybody else? Mice? Yeah, I don't like mice very much either. They can be a little scary at times. Now, what about how other people respond to you when you're feeling afraid or scared? How do they talk to you? What do they say to you? They try and comfort you? That's true. They do that. They tell you not to be scared. Yeah, I think what they mean when they're telling you not to be scared is they want you to be brave instead, because when we're being brave, it means we can overcome our fears. And that's kind of what we're going to be learning about in our story today. Our story is going to teach us how to be brave, and it's going to teach us how to overcome our fears, even though it seems a little bit difficult sometimes. So are you all ready to read our story? Okay, so our story is going to be called The Mighty Splash. Once upon a time, in the deep blue ocean, there lived an octopus called Gus. All Gus wanted was to be as brave as his favorite superhero, the Mighty Splash. But there was one little problem. He was scared of everything. If there was a storm, Gus hid. If there was a shadow, Gus swam away. And at night when it was dark, Gus trembled and cuddled up to his teddy. At school, Gus dressed up as a superhero and pretended he was as brave as the Mighty Splash, but all his friends laughed at him and called him names. Being brave is hard, Gus thought to himself sadly as he changed color and hid behind a rock. Now we know Gus feels sad and that's why he changed color and hid behind a rock, but can we try and guess what else he might be feeling as well? Yeah, he might be feeling embarrassed. Why might he be feeling embarrassed? Yeah, because his friends laughed at him and called him names, which isn't really nice, is it? No. Then one morning, Gus had an idea. He would go on an adventure to find the Mighty Splash and ask him how to be brave. After packing his favorite seaweed sandwiches, Gus left the safety of his home and set off on his way. Gus swam over colorful reefs and through dark, scary caves. He swam past spooky sunken ships and beneath big, crashing waves. He swam and he swam and he swam until his little tentacles could swim no more. But there was still no sign of the Mighty Splash. Where do you guys think he is? You think he's hiding? Think maybe he's taking a nap? He could be anywhere. Let's keep reading and find out. By now, Gus was a long, long way from home and he was starting to feel a bit scared. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea swimming off on my own, he thought. Then as he rested by a rock, Gus heard a frightened cry and saw a flash of white teeth and a huge gray fin. Uh-oh. Who do you think that the white teeth and the gray fin belong to? Yeah, maybe they belong to a dolphin. Anybody else have any ideas? Yeah. A dog? I don't know. Sometimes dogs do have big white teeth, but I don't think that they live in the ocean. So let's keep reading and find out who it was. A group of seal pups were trapped by an enormous shark. So the teeth and the fin belong to a big shark. So what are you going to do? Asked a voice. Gus looked down in surprise and saw a tiny old crab. Me? Quivered Gus. What can I do? I'm just a little scared octopus. Everybody gets scared from time to time, said the crab. Even sharks. Did you know that some sharks are scared of the dark? Scared of the dark, thought Gus. That's it. So it seems like Gus has an idea. Does anybody know what he might be thinking or what his idea is? You think he's scared and he wants to run away? I mean, maybe he has been pretty scared up until now. Does anybody else have any ideas? Yeah. You think he's going to be brave and save the seal pups? I mean, maybe. Let's read on and see if we can find out. Quick as a flash, Gus zoomed between the shark and the seal pups, and soon a big black cloud surrounded them all. Gus had used his special octopus ink to turn the water dark as night. The shark was surprised. In fact, the shark was so scared that it turned and swam away as fast as it could. So he was brave. Once the ink had drifted away, the seal pups thanked Gus and swam off to find their moms. You were right, said Gus to his new friend. That shark really was scared of the dark. Come on, let's get you home, chuckled the crab. Gus and the crab traveled back beneath big crashing waves, past spooky sunken ships, through dark scary caves, and over colorful reefs until finally, where do you guys think he's going? Gus was home. Before he knew it, Gus was being squeezed tightly in his mom's arms. All 8 of them. Thanks for returning Gus home safely, said Gus's mom to the old crab. You might have been very scared, Gus. Everybody gets scared from time to time, said Gus. Even sharks. Don't be silly, said Gus's mom. And when Gus turned around to thank his new friend, the tiny old crab was gone in a mighty splash. Did you guys like the story? Yeah, I thought it was really good too. Do you think that our friend Gus in the story was able to overcome his fears and be brave? Yeah, I think so too. In what ways did he overcome his fears? Do we remember? Yes, he did stand up to the shark, and that was pretty scary, wasn't it? Does anybody else have any ideas? Yeah, on his way home, he swam past the sunken ships and the caves, and those are things that scared him on his way there originally, weren't they? Yeah. So do you think that we can overcome our fears too? Yeah, I think that everybody in this room has the ability to be brave and overcome their fears. Even though it seems difficult sometimes, I think if you put your mind to it, you can do it. So what I want you guys to do now is I want you to go back to your seats and I want you to get in groups. And while you're in your groups, I want you to make a list of the things that really scare you, and then I want you to make another list of ways that you can overcome those fears. If you need any help, I'll be walking around and I'm more than happy to stop and talk to you. Okay, you can all go to your seats now.